Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Lynn here with a brand new video. I am super excited to get started. As promised, I wanted to show you guys how I decorated these cups that I went ahead and grabbed. I will have them linked in the description down below. But if you guys would please go ahead and subscribe, hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified every time that I post a new video. I have a ton of different crafting videos and helpful tips coming up for you guys. So go ahead and do that. So in the previous video, I showed you guys how to use iron-on vinyl to be able to apply them to these tumbler cups, and that project was super amazing. It turned out amazing. I was able to customize these cups with the names, and of course you can use these as different gifts for any event. So this is what the final look of these tumblers turned out to look like. I think that it looked super professional, very nice. So now it is time to decorate them, and I ended up going to Dollar Tree, of course, to be able to get some flowers. But you guys, today we are going to be arranging these flowers in such a special way. So the Dollar Tree floral section has a ton of different flowers to be able to choose from, especially in the summer. If you guys go to a specific Dollar Tree near you that is fully stocked, then you can find some really amazing combinations. So I went to the store and went ahead and chose a couple of different varieties. Now all I'm going to go ahead and do is grab my sour foam here that you guys can see. And here I'm using one of my rulers to be able to chop that in half so that I can fit these two into a cup. And then I have another piece of styrofoam as well that I'm going to be using. Okay, so today I really want to show you guys how to be able to get these cups nice and decorated for whatever event you want to do. Okay, this is something that you can also do as a business as well. A lot of people love receiving gifts that are handmade, so I think that this is the perfect idea for you guys. So as you guys can see here, I use my tumbler to be able to press a circle around it to be able to add that to the cup. And next, all I'm going to do is just push down for that cup to be able to fit around the styrofoam. Of course, there are styrofoam pieces that are able to fit around this, but this worked out perfectly. And all I had to do was just apply some force to be able to get it to fit. Okay, like I told you guys, I did have another piece of styrofoam. It's completely fine if these don't match. I mean, they're not going to the same person, and it's only going to be used to hold the flowers. You're not even really going to see the styrofoam. So all I'm going to do is go ahead and prep my cups, you guys. So as you guys can see, this is something that you can gift for graduation. You can gift it for birthdays. You can do this as a business. You know, you can drop these off at nursing homes. You can gift these to nurses. There's so many different things that you can end up doing with these beautiful cups. So now that our styrofoam is ready, I'm going to go ahead and grab these wire cutters that I got from the dollar store, and they are actually pretty good. I got them from the craft section, and all I'm going to do is cut off my flower stems. Now these are going to be my base flowers. Okay, so before starting all of this, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys exactly what structure I'm going to do for these flowers. Okay, so for the wider blooms, I'm going to go ahead and put them towards the bottom of the cup. And then for the taller blooms, I'm going to have some taller ones sticking up so that it can give the bouquet a nice variety. Okay, so when you're creating a bouquet, you definitely want to go ahead and have some variety of flower. You don't want to do the same types of flowers just because it's going to look cheap if you do that. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do to all my cups. First, I'm going to take these water lilies. I believe that is the name, or these tiger lilies. I think they're called tiger lilies. And I'm going to go ahead and stick them right at the center of the cup. So this is going to provide our height. Next, I'm taking these pink flowers and I'm going to add them to the base of the cup. So I'm going to add these at the bottom of the tiger lilies to cover up the stems of the tiger lilies. So when you are creating these different types of bouquets, you definitely want to use unique and different colored flowers so that you can just have such a beautiful tropical look when it comes to this bouquet. Okay, so now that everything is perfectly aligned. I know how I want to do it. I also want to stick to more even numbers. Sometimes you can get away with some odd numbers if you stick one in the middle or different things like that. But you definitely want to go ahead and stick to having the same amount of flowers covering up the entire circle. Okay, so next I have these flowers here. I believe these are daisies if I'm not wrong. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and grab these lighter pink colored flowers. Now you definitely want wire cutters because you're gonna want your flowers to be able to have the right length. So when you cut them, this allows you to be able to control the length of the flower that you're doing. So again, here with these flowers, all I'm doing is just opening them up. So one thing that does happen with flowers that are fake is that they tend to kind of be smushed at the dollar store. So you want to go ahead and open those up. So all I'm doing is I'm going to grab the center of the flower and I'm just going to go ahead and open up the petals so that you can get a full, fresh looking bloom. Okay, so when you guys are done with that, you're going to go ahead and make sure that, again, you have a flower at each angle of your cup. Okay, so really, really gorgeous. We got the height covered. Of course, we do have the tall flower. We have the shorter flowers at the base, and then we have a medium height flower. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add these ones. I think they're kind of like carnations. Now, this is kind of like our little filler to be able to continue covering up the stem of the tiger lilies. Now, this is an idea that I came up with. I grabbed these bobby pins from Dollar Tree, and then you're also going to want some candy as well as some bamboo sticks to be able to stick into your bouquet. Now, you can go ahead and do so many different things. You can add chocolates or different things like that, but I'm going to go ahead and use candy. So I'm going to grab these airheads and stick them with some hot glue using my hot glue, of course, the hot glue gun. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick those into the bouquet. You guys can see just how radiant this is. Now for the bobby pins inside of the clip, I'm going to go ahead and add some hot glue to the inside of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab the bamboo stick and close that. And then you will have this beautiful little gem that the person can also use as a hairpiece, but they can also choose to keep this in their floral arrangement as well. I found these beautiful star looking ones that I thought were absolutely radiant. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and stick that into your flower as well. Okay, now each of these orders had a different style to them, so I'm not going to do this one for the next ones, but I am glad as to how this one turned out. You guys, look how stunning and beautiful this flower is. Okay, so next we are jumping into the next order that I had, and again I'm gonna do the same thing, starting off with the tiger lilies at the center. And you guys can see I didn't cut those off from the stem. I used that longer stem to be able to stick them down in there. And then at the base, again, we're doing that shorter flower. This is going to ensure that everything looks seamless, covered, and as natural as possible. Fake flowers do have the tendency to look very, very fake. Of course, you know, they're fake flowers, but you want to make them look as natural as possible. Now, I was having a little bit of trouble with the styrofoam being a little bit too rough. It was very, very hard styrofoam, and so I had to kind of push all of those flowers down in there. But you just want to kind of go along with mixing up the varieties. Here I have these gorgeous pink flowers that you guys can see here, and they are absolutely stunning. So these are orders for a graduation gifts, and I think that they turned out absolutely beautiful. So you guys can see here everything looks really, really nice and combined. Again, I'm adding some red airheads to this order. There's not going to be any green ones for this one. And we're just going to go ahead and apply this to our cup. When I tell you guys, this looks absolutely radiant. I love how these flowers turned out. I love arranging florals. So all you have to do is just kind of, while you're at the store, this is a really, really great tip that I have for you guys. while you're at the store, go ahead and grab your flowers and kind of just bunch them up together like a huge, like a wedding bouquet. So you just bunch them up together and just get a feel for what you like in terms of texture and like a pattern maybe that's on a flower that you love, and just kind of like tie them all together. Now for this green tumbler, I went ahead and grabbed a couple of different flowers from the other ones. Of course, we still stuck with the tiger lilies because I just thought that the tiger lilies just added such beautiful height to the bouquet. And then again here we're gonna add, these are some different flowers that I went ahead and grabbed. They're absolutely stunning. They're this bright hot pink color. I think that it matches this green tumbler beautifully. So I went ahead and just kind of finished up this project. The tiger lilies look absolutely wonderful. You can go ahead and just kind of, play around with texture and pattern here. And this is the final look of what the flowers turned out to look like. So I hope that you guys enjoy this final look.